Hello, let's continue again with our Karma Yoga course, and here we're going to do two sections. We're going to do essentially the same piece of information, but we're going to do it in two different ways. I think you'll enjoy it. First section that we're going to do right now is evolution into karma. Evolution into karma. Remember that the word karma literally means actions. So what we're talking about is the actions that we do out there in the world. The second section is going to be on involution beyond karma. So there we're talking about how to come inward and go beyond all the levels of karma to find the center of consciousness. What we're going to talk about now is the evolution into karma, which means the evolving, the moving outward into our actions in the world. The first piece of that we're going to talk about is the center of consciousness. Center of consciousness is a convenient term that's comfortable to all of us. It simply means that inside, so to speak, inside of my body and my breath and all of the levels of my conscious and unconscious mind, there is a center. This is called Atman or Purusha, sometimes referred to as the Shakti that's one with Shiva, that moves outward. And this is the first piece of this journey of the evolution outward into karma. One of the things that we want to do with this, we can all do this. Everybody has the life experience from time to time. Maybe you're in nature or you're listening to music, or sometimes you're actually practicing your meditation. And you have a moment, maybe a fraction of a second, maybe only a fraction of a second, where your mind stops its activity for just a moment. You separate yourself from all of the activities of the external world. There's no thoughts going on in your mind. Now, this is not a criticism of thoughts. We have incredible minds that are very, very useful in the world and problem solving, sometimes called critical thinking skills. These are extremely useful. Meditation, this whole process that we're talking about, is not opposed to thinking. It's not in opposition to thinking. But the center of consciousness, we all get little glimpses momentarily of this, when all of a sudden you have a very brief fraction of a second where there are no pictures, there are no words. It may not be total enlightenment, it may not be God realization, Buddha realization, it may not be Atman or Brahman or Purusha, etc., but it's a little glimpse of this. And so the starting point with this is that what we want to do in our daily lives while we are living our karma out there in the world is to try to be aware that there is an awareness itself that is, so to speak, back here. This is the ground level. This is the starting point of moving outward into the evolution, into the actions called karma. It's a little bit like, it's not a perfect metaphor, but it's a little bit like your computer or your cell phone or your laptop or your iPad or your whatever machine it is. Notice that none of the parts of that machine operates without electricity. Electricity operates outward to make all the instrumentation work. This is the principle of the center of consciousness. That back here there is awareness itself that moves outward in some kind of way that we're all familiar with. It's just part of living life. That this awareness back here that we're calling for convenience sake the center. The center is the ground and it somehow moves outward. Okay? I hope that's making sense. And then we'll continue with the other parts. To be continued.